What is up, YouTube? It has been maybe about a month since my last video, but either way, we are here. Today, I have something kind of different for you. So, in my past few videos, I've done coaching, but this one is going to be a best of 3 up against a fellow Worlds competitor who will be playing in the World Championships with myself in about 3 weeks here. So, this is Dark Type Darsh or Darsh Patel. So, how's it going, my man? Welcome to the channel.
Oh, what's going on, man? I'm doing good. I'm excited to compete with you. I think this whole Worlds thing has been a hurricane. It's been a whirlwind for me. I am such a busy person. I have a full-time job, I have a lot going on in my personal life, and somehow, some way, I've been able to qualify for my first ever World Championships. And you saying it's 3 weeks away honestly scares me a little bit. That's crazy how it's coming up so fast. But I'm really excited because to make a video with you and show people how we're battling, the things they can learn, and really give back to these amazing people. That's what I want to do, bro. So thank you for having me on, and I'm excited to make a banger video with you today.
Dude, I feel that. Also, for those of you guys who have not seen yet, I did just record a video on Darsh's YouTube channel, so definitely check that one out. Basically, we just kind of talked a little bit about 2 secret team building techniques that I've learned in my 11 years of competition experience, so you can not spend 11 years trying to learn that. Instead, you can just watch a 30-minute video and, get that. But on that note, really quickly, I do want to say, so Darsh, this is your first season of competing at Worlds, right? You said that you are kind of busy. I know you have a 9 to 5, but you made it work out. So what do you feel like was so different about your prep that allowed you to succeed in this format? Because you literally had better results alone from your tournaments. Outside of, I had 1 top 16 at LAIC. That was probably my best result this year, but you actually had better results than me, and you did it with less time. So how did you do that? What was the main secret?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but what I will say is that I had learned so many bad habits over the past couple of years. I used to watch VGC content day and night. And what I will say is sometimes a lot of good advice is mistranslated because it's like taking advice. For example, if you take advice from Wolf, he's the best player of all time, yes. But he's like a Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan is telling you how to play basketball, he's also way more talented than you, right? So what I had to do was take a lot of the advices that I was getting, not disregard it, but think about it in a different way and like how it serves me. So for Brady, so I quit the game actually for 9 months because I got laid off from my first job after college. It was part of mass layoffs, and I really wanted to build my own company. And I was doing that, so I quit playing Pokemon because everyone, my parents, my friends, they were all like, dude, why are you wasting your time and money playing this game? But I personally loved it, so it was really hard to step away. So I decided, if I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna come back and be very intentional about what I do, which is a lot more focused practice, a lot less actual practice, and really sticking with 3 main things I always am talking about. But the number one thing is comfort, finding what you are strong with, what has worked for you in the past, then finding other players that have used similar concepts, use that, build off of it, and stick with one concept for the entire way as long as it's good enough. That's what I did. I only went to 5 tournaments this year. I got 4 day 2s. I got 2 top 8s. And I'm telling you, bro, I play like 4 to 5 hours a week max. So it's kind of crazy that it's happened. But yeah, man, I think the main thing that I would just do is find what works for you, find proof in the top players using it, and then stick with that and just consistently try to improve intentionally.
That is really good advice, and I always talk about that. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, specifically intention. If you are playing this game, make sure you have an intention because it's very easy to get sucked into the black hole that is grinding or just kind of playing Pokemon. As with any video game, right? Like everything nowadays kind of designed to waste your time. But at least with Pokemon, I'm not going to lie, I've gotten a lot of good fruits out of it. I've met some really cool people, traveled the world, gotten some ROI, it's like, it's not a bad hobby to kind of pick up. That being said, I really do want to quickly plug this for you, Darsh. I know that, you didn't really intend on plugging this, but I want to do this because I saw it looked really good. He worked on a roadmap as for how he qualified for his first World Championships and how you guys can do the exact same thing. Definitely go to his channel. If you check out any of his comments, you just comment the word roadmap and he'll DM it to you. It's free, by the way, and it looks really good. He was showing it to me the other day. I thought it was really cool, and I want to personally connect you guys, my audience, with it because from his perspective, he took a break and he optimized his prep routine, and he kind of got it more to where he can save his time, and he's showing you the exact way to do that. So I personally, that's valuable and it's free. So I would definitely just check that out. Do you have any words on that you would say, just like, like something that you want my audience to kind of know about what that roadmap is or how it can maybe help them?
Yeah, well, for one, thank you for sharing that. I was not expecting to talk about that today. But thank you for sharing it. And guys, like, if a lot of players are like, you and I are like Brady, and we all love VGC, we all have goals, right? So it might be making the World Championships. It might be making day two. It might be making your first top cut sitting on stream. Whatever it is, a lot of you are in school or have work or have a top, busy life at home. And what I wanted to create was a roadmap that's step by step that takes you from wherever you are to your goal of qualifying for Worlds. So yeah, that's basically what it is. It's 11 pages long, completely free. All the links are clickable. If you download it on your computer, or you can print it out like I did. And yeah, if you go to any of my videos, especially my last one, watch the video I did with Brady. I think that's an amazing video. It's like the prequel to this video almost, because we talk about team building and now we're battling. But in that video or anywhere, just comment the word roadmap and I'll send it to you, because I think this can really help you guys. And me and Brady always say, like, we are trying to create the content that we wish we had, whether it's Brady's amazing tweets that you guys should really be watching and learning from, whether it's my videos, whether it's his coaching, whether it's my free roadmap. Like, I'm trying to create what I wish I had 4 years ago, and I was really struggling and feeling alone in this game. So yeah, man, I appreciate it. I hope everyone can enjoy it for sure.
Awesome, sick. And then one last thing before we get right into the game. So you are playing a Cali Ice Ride-On team, which we did talk about in your video in the prequel. Definitely check that one out, guys. Basically, we talk about different kinds of team concepts with offensive cores, and you're playing the Cali Ice Ride-On with the electric and ice offensive type synergy, and I'm playing Zemzenza Shadow Rider with the ghost and fighting offensive type synergy. So are you excited? Like, how are you feeling? This is definitely something we'll play at Worlds. I'm sure I'll play against your team at Worlds. You'll probably play against my team at Worlds. So I think that I'm looking to get some good practice. What's your kind of mental going into this, and what fruit are you looking to gain from this practice session?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm definitely excited about this because the one pairing I always have a hard time with against is the Calyrex Shadow Zamazenta team. I love Miraidon Calyrex Ice. It's been what I've been using for a really long time. I've used this same duo every single tournament I've played in since the beginning of the format, where I started off with my first regional going top 8, and I've been able after that to get multiple day 2s, including NAIC, where I did not just win a couple of matches. My winning in was against Federico Camporesi, who won the entire thing. I beat him. I was knocked out by Shohei Kimura. I took it to 3 games, the former world champion. So I've been using this team a lot. I feel very confident with it. I always tried different versions of it to see what I can optimize, like we talked about. But to play against another great popular duo with your team, I'm really excited about it. Does that answer your question, or is there anything else you want me to talk about?
I guess the one thing I would really like to hear is what is like the main thing, like because obviously we're investing our time to play against each other, get some practice up against good players who are playing at Worlds. What's like the main kind of like area of focus for this set? Like, what's your intention? Are you looking to work on the matchup? Are you looking to practice up against good players, like the mental going into it? What are you hoping to gain from your next like 40-50 minutes, however long this set takes?
Definitely, I think it's a couple of things. For one, it's always amazing to get practice against players who are either on your level or better than you. I'm here to see where Brady is on that scale. No, I'm kidding. But I'm excited to play against you. I know you're an amazing competitor. You're an amazing player. So one, getting to play against you, against a good player, is one thing. Second thing is getting to play against a team archetype that I know I will be seeing. Especially, I expect to see it at least once or twice at the minimum. So getting able to play against that is something I'm looking forward to. The third thing I would say is, I woke up about an hour ago, right? So at Worlds, you're going to have a round 1 matchup at some point. Every tournament you play in, you have a round 1 matchup. So the way I'm looking at this match is a round 1 matchup at a regional. One thing I always tell all the people I work with is your first round, every round of a regional or a Worlds or whatever it is, I try to recreate that setting in all of my matches. So the way I'm looking at this match is, okay, how can I approach playing a really, really good player really, really early in the day at round 1 against a really, really strong team? If I can learn from those 3 things, see how he plays, see his approach, and try to play my best along that journey, then I'm gonna be in a really good spot to at least learn and hopefully win. So that's my approach for this battle here.
I love that. I want to share my approach. Mine is just much simpler. It's just straight. I just want to just get like practice up against someone who I know has results and is good, specifically with Kali Ice and Miraidon, because that's an archetype I expect to play up against at Worlds. So I'm just gonna be like studying, like, you know, it's like your movements, and then afterwards I want to hear like everything that what was going through your head. So if I play up against this matchup at Worlds, I'll know if like, okay, Darsh told me that they're thinking this, so like just so I can connect that, you know, connect those
Yeah,
neurons
dude.
on tournament day. Yeah.
Me too. I'm excited to hear that from you as well. I'm gonna need all the intel from the CSR Zama specialist himself.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, we'll see you in the best of 3. What's up, guys? We're up against Darsh now. It's just me. Okay, this is gonna be exciting. So, let me double check my team just to make sure that it is correct. It should be. The only thing which may be kind of weird is Terra Grass on Smeargle. I'm pretty sure I have that. But I don't know if it's Terra Ghost or Grass in game. I'll have to let him know. So let me check real quick. Grass. Okay, cool. All right, he has the right open team sheet. So we have his open team sheet. It's in the description, but it is a Scarf Urshifu, or sorry, Scarf Annihilate, Terra Grass, Hands, Grimmsnarl, Ditto, Miraidon, and Kali Ice. So from my perspective, I have 2 vectors on this one, right? I could either go with the Raging Bolt or the Shadow Rider. Torn could be nice to deal with the Ape that could be in the back. Yeah, game 1, I'm going to go with the Shadow Rider Smeargle. Because basically, the logic is, I can slow down Miraidon and the Grimmsnarl and the Ape. I can redirect an attack, get a free switch into Torn. And I feel like I need Zamazenta in the back to deal with the Kali Ice. Now, he does have Leech Seed, so I do need to be mindful of that. But I also have Taunt. So I can, like, Taunt and Wide Guard, and then his Kali Ice is completely useless. And then theoretically, as long as his ally does not be Torn, should be good. So no Rillaboom is a choice here. An intentional choice. Given the fact that there is an Annihilate on the opponent's team. So I just want to be mindful of that. That's really all this kind of comes down to. Now, I think it's got to be a Grimmsnarl approach, right? I could have gone with Smeargle, Shadow Rider, had a Rillaboom in the back, and I could have switched into Rilla, Spore. That was a possibility. But I instead want to guarantee I outspeed the Annihilate, which is probably me coming out later here. Okay. So there's like 2 realistic plays. If I were to guess, like the Volt Switch on a Smeargle is like super obvious here. I could like fake out Plot. I do risk a Thunder Wave. But I think the Spirit Break or Light Screen is much more likely, because if Thunder Wave does come out, he's just wasting material. All right, okay, let's try this. Like wasting like opportunity, I feel. Thunder Wave on a Smeargle, interesting. So that means that he is kind of forced to click an Electric Attack or Light Screen to me. Spadef Ray is not bad. I'm just going to play it safe, Protect and Side Decorate, because I'm expecting a Light Screen to come out because he's currently in check on his Miraidon. So I'm expecting a Light Screen kind of force to come out here. And then I think at +4, I should be able to guarantee a knockout even behind Light Screen on this Miraidon. And also I need to see if it goes for a Light Screen, or if it goes for a Dazzling Gleam, or if it goes for a Electric type attack. So it's got to be a Dazzling Gleam if I were to guess. Yeah. Oh. That one's interesting. He's leaving himself open to an Astral Brush. I think I just win. I need to... assuming I get off this Decorate, then I Terra Dark. I might get full Parrot, of course. You know, gotta expect that. Okay, well, now I just win. Yeah, it's Terra Dark Astral. And then, I actually don't know if this kills Miraidon. It should. Yeah, I'm still gonna click Follow Me. This is to stop a full Para, because that realistically is the only way I can lose right now. Is he full Paras me? Could have Iron Hands in the back, I suppose. That could be funny. I shouldn't have Terra, I don't think. Especially if I clicked Follow Me, I probably shouldn't have. Yeah. Okay, I should have swapped to Torn, maybe. No, I think the Follow Me was good. That was not bad. Because, well, if I didn't Terra, I should have just clicked Raw Astral Barrage. Because if he has Iron Hands in the back, this could get a little bit scary, actually. Because if he gets a full Para, that's the weird part. Okay, it's Ape, yeah. Ditto. Right. Okay. It's got to be just like. I mean, it's gonna come down to a speed tie. Trying to think about how I can get around this. Don't quite think I can. I'm trying to think about how he could have prevented this. Because now he's gonna Astral Barrage. I think he could reverse sweep me if he wins speed tie. Cause we're at +6. It's annoying. Yeah. Okay. He does win the speed tie. Does this kill me though? It should. It's +6, dude. Oh man. It's still mind games because I could psychic me. Right. Okay. Well, now he's gonna definitely Astral Barrage close combat. That's for sure. One more turn Electric Train. So if Smeargle survives this turn, I look he can win right now. He's gonna CC and Astrals. What he should do. Hopefully he CCs into Torn. Okay, he doesn't. That's fine. Yeah, it's a 50-50 now. I should have swapped to Torn the previous turn, I think. I could have Terra Darked Astral Barrage and switched to Torn. That was my actual play, because I would have cleared the board, and then I got a free switch in Zama, and then I could have won that. But now I'm forcing a 50-50. The reason why I didn't switch to Torn is because I wasn't sure if the Astral Barrage killed, which is a skill issue. I was +4. It was always going to kill, I think. But yeah, now it's okay, let's think. I personally think he's going to Sidekick into me. Yeah, because the play is always Tailwind, and it's either Wide Guard or it's Astral Barrage. Sorry, Wide Guard or Heavy Slam. Let's see if he got me. He may have actually got me. Let's see. Did he get me? Obviously, CC is coming out for sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so he's at -3 right now. What's Annihilate Space Weight? I have to assume that he protects, right? Well played, you got me. Yeah, okay. Also, my DoorDash just got here. I'm gonna be right back. One sec, be right back. Wingstop, baby! Okay, so there, yeah, 2 mistakes I made. I should have switched to Torn. If I would have done that... Oh, one sec, my dog is... Yeah, my boy, he does not really have much manners. Okay, so 2 primary mistakes I made there. Number 1, I didn't switch to Torn in the early game with the Smeargle. I should have done that. Number 2, this one was kind of a read. It was whatever. I could have just Heavy Slammed into the Shadow Rider. Obviously could have CC'd me, right? It's like there was technically a read involved in that. But not really. I don't know. Trying to think about what I could have done in that end game. If I had priority, I guess. That's fine. Now's the time to focus on this game. So, despite the fact that that didn't really go as we wanted, I didn't mind it. Although he did Terra Ghost, which kind of screwed him over. So he's not gonna do that again. This is so funny. Like, my dog, like, has food, but he's refusing to eat it because he just, like, smelled, like, my order. He's just like, oh, no. I know you got the good stuff. You're holding out on me. You're holding out on me right now. So give me 1 sec. Yoink. I got some Wingstop, by the way, guys. So, there he goes. Grimmsnarl, I'm right on. Same lead as last time. This time around, I get a free Spore. I can't really stop it. He could Thunderwave me, I guess. Okay. He's definitely going to Thunderwave me. I know that. I think I'm okay with that. Just gonna keep my Sash active. That was well played. Well played. I'll give it to him. Very well played. You Spirit Break me? Terra Ghost. Okay. It's weak to Astral. Interesting. So now I just need to go into Shadow Rider. Okay. That one's interesting. I think he's going to Thunderwave my Smeargle. It's going to U-turn. So I'm going to use this turn to get off a Decorate. I need to be Terra Dark to win this game. Yeah. At least I think so. Okay. Yeah, because if I Terra Dark, I can Wide Guard. That's fine. That should have been Decorate. Interesting. At least a free switch out. Yeah, now I can't really go for... Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, because he's going to click, he could Dazzling Gleam, I guess. Nice. We're going to Volt Switch me if I were to guess. Yeah. Next turn I can switch into, I can get Zamazenta. The second I break his Sash should be game. Okay. He's gonna get a free switch into Shadow Rider. I'm gonna try getting to Ape. I go into Zama. Look like Wide Guard. Okay. Oh, Ape actually. Okay. Interesting. What's the meaning of this? Because he can only go for one. He has to go for one of a fighting move or a ghost move. Okay, and then I get double kill. Should be good. Yeah, he can only click one thing. Guess he could side U-turn into his home right on. Okay. Okay. What do you click on his guy? Okay. I think Rilla might be enough gas power to win this. He's not going to switch in 8 from the right slot unless he's hard reading a Psychic. He could, though. Yeah, I'm going for Psychic to bait the Wide Guard, because I think he's going to Wide Guard and click an attack, trying to bait me into clicking Astral. Outspeed, get a Volt Switch, get a quick kill. He didn't, actually. Okay. What does he click? Nice. The Zama, okay. Now we can only click one thing, though. An 8, he's locked into it. Okay, so I just have a double protect here. Yep, okay. Yeah, because depending on what he clicks, I can reactively do something. He clicks Close Combat or Rage Fist. Depending on what he clicks. If he clicks Rage Fist, I can Terra Dark. If he clicks Close Combat, and he cannot touch my Annihilate, or my Shadow Rider. Okay, Shadow Claw. Alright, so that tells me I can Terra Dark, Psychic into his 8, or into his Zamazenta. Nice, okay. Actually, I kind of want to Terra Dark and Astral Barrage. Yeah. Because this wins the game frame 1. Yeah, because if I get this off, I want to make sure I click Terra. Yeah, because if he clicks Shadow Claw, I got this Body Press. Next turn I click Astral Brush again and Body Press. I'm thinking Annihilate with Shadow Claw can win this. Okay. Yeah, I still think I made the mathematical best play, because Shadow Claw is not going to do enough. Oh, into Zama, actually. Okay, now it's going to Psychic the Ditto. Or I just Psychic the 8. Cool. I did do a KO. It looked kind of like a roll, so I wasn't really quite sure on that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we got that one. Game 1 was definitely winnable. I don't really like how we played it, but we could have played it a bit better. Also, guys, if you guys are watching at this point in the video, all I'm going to say... No, not this one. The regular Mile Buffalo Wingstop, it's pretty fire. It's pretty fire. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say that. Trying to think about how we can approach this without much risk. If we get a Terra Dark Shadow Rider next to Zama, we win the game, I think. Yeah. Tailwind would be nice, though. I could do a Tailwind thing I was trying to do earlier. Just don't screw it up this time. I feel like there's a lot of different ways to win this. I just can't figure out one. I feel like that Tailwind plus Zamazenta one's kind of weird, because I need Tailwind and I need a Zamazenta to guarantee I survive. It's not bad, though. Okay. Maybe Shadow Rider actually was better. Okay. Never mind, we're cooking. Yeah, Maradon's kind of forced in here, isn't he? Okay. It's either going to go really good or really bad. Because he is either going to Glacial Lance and hard call this, then get a free switch into Ditto, or he's going to switch to Maridon, and I rob him on this turn. Let's just find out. I'm expecting the Maridon swap because the Spore is really obvious here. And again, I did switch tempo with Raging Bolt. I'd be really interested to hear what's going through his head right here. If he's telegraphing the deck rate, which he was. Okay, cool. That's kind of what I was expecting. Now, I wonder, he's got to go for, he could go for Thunder Wave, I suppose. In which case, I won't get off this, That could be kind of interesting, I think. Okay, light screen. We'll still die to this. Okay. Question is, if he has Ditto in the back, this could get kind of funky. If it's Ape, I think he just loses instantly. Speed. Does it really matter, though? Okay, it's Calyrex. Guess I could have side decorated, right? Is it Iron Hands in the back? Or yeah, if I side decorate, no, because then he could have Draco. I did that intentionally. Yeah, I'm not gonna backtrack on the play I made. I thought it was fine. There's Ditto. Okay. He could have let this guy go down, I think. But then he would have locked into a move. Okay. Ditto's not really gonna be able to do much, I don't think. I'll just click Astral. Yeah, he can't really get past that. I could switch to Miraidon, but I'm gonna Thunderbolt him and Astral. Yeah. He could have gotten Ditto in on the right slot, I think. Alright, 3 more turns of Electric Train. That's what I was looking for. So I actually don't want Miraidon to die here, because then Shadow Rider can come in and reverse sweep me with Astral. Maybe I shouldn't have Thunderbolted into the Ditto. I did this to get a guaranteed attack off. I think Miraidon will actually live this, won't it? Because it's 4x resisted to the Thunderbolt. Yeah, that's what he has to do. I probably should have double protected. Whatever. Let me think. Assuming this kills, it shouldn't, but if I create or something, if I create like an Astral or create like a Thunderbolt, I could. Okay, this will not kill for sure. It does put in the range of a Astral though, which is good. Okay. Yeah, he needs a double. I'm trying to think if that's worth covering for. I don't think it is. Yeah, I mean, he had to do that. Like, I respect it. Yeah, that's what he had to do. Okay, well then. Yeah, now I protect Thunderclap. I really just do this. I lose this. I think I can. Wait, what Darsh? Bro. Because now it's a guaranteed loss, whereas before it wasn't even guaranteed. Yeah, it was, because I live a +2 Astral. Okay, no, that was fine. I live a +2 Astral my Zamazenta. Yeah, I think my play was to Thunderclap, switch out of Shadow Rider into Zama, because I lived the Astral. And then Wide Guard. And, yeah, that seemed... I guess I couldn't miss Draco. I'm gonna, protect Draco, because the only way he kills my, Raging Bull is if he clicks Draco. So he'll be on -2 special attack at that point. Ha! 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 I stand corrected. I stand corrected, chat. But still, I think it's over, because, Body Press plus Astral. Now Electric Train disappears. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, now I get a free switch to Zama. Body Press plus Astral should do a KO, and I don't think Thunderclap gets an OKO on any of my guys, so we'll find out. Yeah, because if he goes for Thunderbolt into Zama, Astral Barrage plus Body Press will kill. I know Thunderclap will definitely not kill my my Zamazenta, and Terra's already gone, so there's no Terra that could come out. Yeah. Even if that had killed, right? I get a Body Press off, and Zamazenta has enough HP to win this by himself, I think. So yeah, all right, there we go. All right, GG's. All right, let's cut right over to the interview. What's up, guys? We're now here with the post-game interview up against Darsh. Darsh, talk to me about that, man. Talk to me about that. There were a few decisions. I'm not gonna lie. I could have played a little bit better. Just in game 1, you got me. You forced a speed tie and you got it, and I allowed that to happen. And you found an out and you went for it. What was going on like through like your mind? Like, because in all 3 games you Terra Ghosted Grimmsnarl, for example. What was going on through your head? Like specifically game 1, turn 2. What was the Terra Ghost trying to cover? Was that trying to get Grimmsnarl out so you got a free switch into Ditto? What was that? Trying to impact in the game flow?
Yeah, in game 1, I Terra Ghosted Ditto, so that way if you went for Astral Barrage, I get the Ditto switching. That was the goal there.
That makes sense. I figured, because like whenever I saw like Grim went down, I was like, wait, doesn't Ditto? I was like, oh no, we're doing this. Yeah, and you got me. Like dude, like what I should have done was switch into Torn, because I brought Torn that game just for that exact situation. I just forgot about it. It was like I just did not play. It's like if I switched Smeargle out into the Tornadus and Astral Barrage, picked up a double knockout, then I click Astral Barrage, Tailwind, you kill both my guys, I get Zamazenta up with Tailwind, and then I you know, assuming no triple protect, that might be my game, I think. But I didn't go for that, and I was like, I was kind of kicking myself for that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that matchup? I'm not gonna lie, it felt kind of in my favor. That felt like you had to do a lot to even like, kind of get like into that. What did you feel about that?
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt it was still playable, definitely playable. But I feel
Yeah.
like the mindset was very like I had to lead right a lot of the time after you figured out game one. Like, okay, like now you know what to do slash not to do. So I think the whole point for me is like I have to really use Ditto properly. Like that is like the key piece. I mean, because I thought about other ideas, but the problem is because of Smeargle's speed, it outspeeds everything that could be valuable against it. For example, like Iron Hands or Grimmsnarl or Calyrex Ice. So like even like that game 3 turn 1, I was like he could go for Decorate, like he could do it, but that means he has to ignore Fake Out
Yep.
or Spore. So I'm like there's a 1 in 3 chance he gets this right in my mind, at least is the way I was
Right.
thinking about it. I was like he can Fake Out both spots. He can Spore one spot. Like Decorate could in theory get punished somehow. I don't again like that's how I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Uh so I think the way it is for me is I have to get a lot of early mileage for me to like the way I kind of think about it is like how can I remove something quickly so that way I can use Ditto to just kind of go crazy because your team has a lot of setup, whether it's your Decorate or your Kali Shadow or your Zamazenta. Like if I can get Ditto on the right, like even the last game, bro, I never knew that I could not pick which spot to put Ditto in on that last switch in. So I was like, okay, he'll get the double KO, then I can put Ditto in on the right.
Yes.
But then when I went to the left, I was like, what the fuck? So I was like,
Dude, I saw that. Okay, wait. So you tried copying Shadow Rider. It just didn't let you? Like, you like, misplaced the wrong
that's
one?
let me pick. Let me pick. So that's my
Okay.
fault for not knowing, but still, I was like, okay, perfect. That's why I protected the last turn. I was like,
Right.
I want to double K on the Ditto switch. Because then I was like, okay, well now it just if I win speed ties, I think I win.
Yes.
Like that's my way out. Like so I was like, I'm gonna just go for that, and because you don't have Terra anymore, so I was like, all right, well now, like he gets one Thunderclap off, but if I just win the speed tie, then I win the game. So that was my mindset. But then I was like, oh my god, wait, I don't get to put in Ditto there. Shit.
Dude,
Yeah. So I was
like,
like,
well, yeah,
oh.
because I knew whenever I saw that, like I figured I was even saying to like my chat, you know, like the audience, like I was like, yeah, like he's gotta like go for double protect, try to get Ditto to come in, copy my Shadow Rider. Now, that being said, like what my next logical play was gonna be was switch in Zamazenta. And I mean, okay, like assuming you didn't get the double. If you got the double, that would have been interesting. 'Cause I would have been +1. But then I protect, go for like a Thunderclap, get a free switch into Zama, and then maybe I just wide guard Astral. I don't know. But outside of that, like what I was trying to set up is like if you had like assuming no double, you could like do that. Like my Zama lives a +2 Astral, and I would have been +2. So what I was gonna do is Thunderclap, switch into Zamazenta, and then if you Astral Barrage, you don't kill Zama, you get +1 from killing the Raging Bolt. But then I have like 80% HP Shadow Rider, and I think I live a +3 Psychic because it is resisted still. And then I was going to click Astral Barrage Wide Guard. You know, obviously click Astral Barrage. You fell into that. But if you click Psychic, maybe if you crit like my Shadow Rider and you get the Astral Barrage read right, I was like, that's like the one way. Like, but then like remember like you went into the Raging Bolt. So like, could you select the slot or did you just like click Ditto and it automatically did it?
Found out you have to have 2 in the back to select the slot. So, for example, in game 1, it worked out perfectly because I had Ape and the Ditto, so I could choose Ape on the left, Ditto on the right. So I assumed in game 3 that I could choose to put Ditto on the right, but I was wrong. So
Holy cow.
that's why that didn't work. But I still knew I needed the double to give me like a real chance, like a real leverage chance.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think you really figured out that Smeargle plus something that's not CSR is a really good lead.
Yes.
I think I have to figure out like, okay, well, I was very, I think, committed to Grimmsnarl because I will always able to get something up.
Right.
And my mindset was, if I can do that, then I'm an okay. I think I led actually pretty well because I don't think you would have KO'd. You went for Thunderbolt to Grim, so I had a free chance to get a Glacial off.
Yes.
But again, I was like, I can if he makes a 1 out of whatever chance,
Yeah.
to get it right. In my mind, that's what I was.
For what it's worth, I want to say this as a Smeargle player. Whenever you're doing your equations like in your mind as to like what Smeargle could click, always waste like at least whenever I'm the Smeargle player. Here's what I assume. I always
Yeah.
assume the opponent weighs Spore more than they do any other option, because obviously, like, in your head, you don't want to go to sleep. Like, I knew that. I was like, yeah, like, you know, I know that, like, Darsh is, like, he's not just gonna let me Spore his Calyrex Ice, but I guess you could have switched Grimmsnarl onto Miraidon, but the reason why I had a feeling that one probably wouldn't come out is because it's, like, technically I could just decorate Thunderbolt into your Calyrex Ice, and I feel like that was, like, you know, it's like if you enable Electric Terrain, that's like a game-losing play, like, instantly frame one, but I felt pretty confident that, like, Miraidon was definitely coming in because you had two Pokemon susceptible to Spore. So on that basis, I kind of just threw something out, and I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna just try to rob him this turn, get like the entire aim on this turn one kind of thing. That was the logic of Raging Bolt, was literally just like all in turn one and just get it right.
Yeah, I think it was fantastic, and my logic was even like, even if you're not clicking Spore, you have a really free fake out into Calyrex Ice, and I can't do anything really with Grimmsnarl. So my logic was like, okay, the worst, like, I thought Decorate was always a possibility, but if I made a play reading into Decorate, then it could have gone way worse, in my opinion. Even though it did go really bad, the way it kind of ended up going. But yeah, I think you did very well, man. I'm curious, like, when you see, so now I'm gonna speak for if whoever's watching this video, if they're a CIR Miraidon player, when you were playing against that team, how do you look at it? How did you look at my team? What was your perspective into the matchup?
Okay, my perspective was Smeargle has so much pressure into everything, which makes team preview much simpler because, like you said, your team was kind of slow. You had very few things that could resist a Spore. The Ditto swapping into Rillaboom, that was a really cool turn one, by the way. In game two, that was like out of the box. I was like, oh shoot, that was like really, really good. But yeah, that happened. So in my head, I'm thinking like, because Smeargle is so good, it forces Miraidon to either be a lead because you don't get put to sleep turn one, or it's going to be swapped in turn one. Like in 99% of games, that's exactly what happens on ladder. At least everyone plays the exact same way. Because like, you know, it's like you don't want to get put to sleep. No one wants to get put to sleep, you know. So like in my head, I was like, okay, so if I can get more use out of Smeargle here, then I think that's how I'm winning. So I was just trying to like force those high impact turns that force a decision from you, because that's where Smeargle really thrives, right? Is like he wants the opponent to be uncomfortable making a decision, because it's like, you know, you like think there's so many options, but the Smeargle player is like, no, I'm just clicking this. Like you know, it's like, I know it's like easy, like it's easier said than done. But the Smeargle players, like, they have a game plan in mind. If you really want to beat like a Smeargle player, you need to get into my head, like how I'm thinking. Like the fact that I led Raging Bolt and Smeargle, that alone should probably tell you like an instant flare. It's like, oh, he was thinking to decorate before turn one even began, because he was like, that's usually why you lead with the Raging Bolt plus Smeargle, is to get off a decorate, so you threaten Cali Ice. And I, like, you know, like in your head, like that could have raised like a flag, and then maybe like, you know, I guess it kind of comes down to the mental, you know, game of wits. It's like, now that I knew you started off with decorate, are you gonna end the turn on decorate, or are you gonna, you know, like pussy out like last second? You're gonna switch it up, you know? Which I didn't. I full sent the decorate. So I guess like in my head, to summarize everything, I'm thinking if I can get 1 or 2 turns right on Smeargle, I win the game. So that's all I'm trying to force in the early game, is just like pressure with Smeargle. But once Smeargle goes down, and if you are able to get Ditto, I think like that's what I'd be worried about, is if Smeargle goes down and you copy either my decorated Raging Bolt or my Shadow Rider. Those are the two things I was like really, really worried about, because if you get that, that's how you're winning. And the second you copy the Shadow Rider, it's suddenly out of my momentum. It's in your favor at that point, which is really scary.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? Like, I love hearing that perspective, because I think hearing the perspective of other top players using top teams and then beating you, especially when it's kind of close, is always fascinating, because I've never used Smeargle myself, right? It's not something I've used before. So yeah, it's very fascinating. I think you played that very well, and I think, again, you have used your leverage of being in those moments to tell yourself what to do, and it guided you the way it was supposed to go for you, right? So I think it went very well. Yeah, I think I'm curious, like, I guess, what were your takeaways that you want to share with everyone, that, like, I don't know, things that you learned, things that you felt like, do you have any questions for me? Like, how do you feel about, like, I don't know, I want this to be valuable for everyone watching. And I can answer questions too. I'm just curious, like, what you think.
Dude, yeah, okay. So on that, I had a question for you. So when it comes to like Miraidon and Cali Ice up against the Shadow Rider, like this matchup in particular, what's your approach generally with and without Smeargle? Like, because I'm assuming it's two different, iterations, probably plays very
Yeah.
differently. What's the general philosophy for you and Akali Zama? And what the Smeargle change? And what
Okay.
was your approach? Yeah.
Yeah. So one, I think overall, I can only speak with my Miraidon CAR. There's so many different versions, but with my version, I really like to leverage Grimmsnarl a lot because I can Thunder Wave both of them, pressure Terra, pretty safely set up screens. That is what I will always usually bring. I'll always bring Grimmsnarl typically. Sometimes I won't bring a game one just to kind of catch the opponent off guard if they know me or like I feel like they have a sense of what I'm gonna do. Whereas into the Smeargle matchup particularly, Iron Hands looks good on paper, but I really don't like Iron Hands into a Smeargle matchup because personally I feel like it's the lack of spread damage and the lack of speed makes it really hard to use against a Smeargle because you're just, follow meing all these attacks while setting up or whatever. I guess in theory you could use it with like Ditto in the back, but the problem is that Ditto has to be positioned very, very well to because Iron Hand's not gonna die to this CSR. You're not gonna let it. So I don't really necessarily love Iron Hands. I'm used to using Volcarona, but I'm trying to get off of it because I don't feel like it's as strong into the Lewis Markle CSR team with like Ogerpon and everything. Um, my overall approach when I see a team like yours is okay. How can I, in this case with Ditto, how can I slow your tools down, get a piece early? Because I don't have Scarf Miraidon, right? Mine's Specs. So with that being said, I know that you will always have the speed advantage, especially when you have Torn. So you have CSR and you have Torn, and you have redirection with it. So it's like I need to position Miraidon well enough or do enough damage. I position it well late game with a T-Wave onto CSR, or take out your other tools enough to where Ditto can come in, or CIR and Trick Room can come in at the end. I think overall when you're playing in CSR Zama, you have to really leverage Grimmsnarl well, and try to win some things early, so that way you can set up your Ditto or your Trick Room mode at the end to come in and do well. Like for example, I could have gone like I could have got Grimmsnarl Miraidon, but with like Iron Hands and CIR in the back. It's a little bit scarier because of Zamazenta, but you don't have Incineroar. So an option I was thinking about was going to like a Trick Room back maybe, toward the end of the second game. Because if I get Trick Room up, with the Iron Hands and Terrain,
Yep.
with Blaze Pressure, there's some things you can do there. But overall, I would say leveraging Grimmsnarl if you have it. If not, Iron Hands, Cali Ice has to be a really focused end game to get that Trick Room to end the game. That's typically how I'll look at the matchup.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I did kind of notice that it's like if you go with Ditto, it's hard to bring Iron Hands because it's like Ditto is like trying to sweep like out of Trick Room, whereas like Iron Hands is best played in Trick Room. Not to mention you need a Cali Ice to really get the full use out of Iron Hands.
Yeah.
And then you kind of got to bring Miraidon. So it's like what really should have popped off in my head, and I should have realized this. I didn't realize this in game 1, but I kind of pieced it together in games 2 and 3. If I see Grimmsnarl as a lead, you probably don't have Iron Hands in the back because more likely than not, you're probably setting up for a Ditto to come in at the right moment and then kind of like take advantage of that and sweep me. If I were to, guess, that's kind of what I was expecting because, it would be like, because if you click like Light Screen Reflect and then like I just get like +4 on my Shadow Rider and you get a switch into like, Iron Hands, Cali Ice. Yeah, if I Terra Dark, you can fake me out and then maybe do something. But like if I just don't pull my Terra, I can just like Psychic into your Iron Hands or like just Astral Barrage and just like, get a kill. And it's like, if you don't have Ditto, it's kind of hard to combat that. But yeah, I can see Iron Hands. That was like in my head. I feel like it could probably replace the maybe the Grimmsnarl. But like you said though, it's like I get like wanting to leverage like Grimmsnarl to take like trades in the early game, like favorable ones that you can set yourself up for a potent late game with like the Ditto. So yeah, like yeah, I mean, like first of all, good insight. Thank you for that. That was really awesome.
Sure.
I just like, yeah, I guess that's kind of like everything I got. Like the main thing which was really valuable for me here personally was kind of just like getting the experience up against like this specific iteration with like the Scarf Ape, because now I know the in game where it's like, okay, if you have Scarf Ape in the in game, I can save my Terra on Shadow Rider so I can force you to lock into a move and then punish you on that. And that's a known in-game I can put into my head and think, okay, if Ape is in the back, this is how I approach it, is I save my Terra for the right moment. I can't blow it like I did in game 1, and then, you know, kind of do something from there. So that was really valuable. What was like the most valuable thing that like you gained from this this set we played?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think what you're saying is absolutely correct. A big thing that I want to share with you about that is Crimson Snarl is really helpful into Terra Dark CSR because with Thunderwave you can pressure that Terra Dark, right? Even with Ditto, you can pressure that Terra Dark. And then Ape is allowed to now. Ape loves to come in when your Terra's already used on CSR, obviously. Because now no matter what you do, you get that KO. So I think you noticing that was very important, which is good. And I think something that I really like to take away from this is if I see Smeargle, really just expect Smeargle lead. And understand it. I think, like, again, I feel favorable into the matchup. I think it's knowing how to deal with the Smeargle tendencies. So seeing how you played it, seeing how you led with it, once you realize the CSR Smeargle wasn't working, like now knowing that you don't stick with that. You know, you're gonna find another way to leverage Smeargle to use it properly. So I think that was something I really enjoyed seeing. I think also, noticing how you really brought different things every time. Like you brought a different fort every time. So noticing how some game plans you always gonna bring CSR and Zom, but it's knowing that okay, well, Rilla could be in there or Raging Bolt could come. And just seeing the tendencies that you were using, I found to be very valuable and the pace of play in which you did. So I thought that was very well. I thought it was very interesting to see the way you started off these games. And I think that was a good thing for me because especially with a team like mine, if you get ahead early, it's really easy to snowball. So learning how you play your early game with Smeargle, the things you were going for, things like that. Like you never clicked fake out with Smeargle, I think.
Game one, turn 1, I did. Game 1, turn 1.
And then you lost, right?
Yeah.
So it's like knowing that, if they want to win, they're typically not going to click fake out because they lose too much mileage. Which I like to know now. I think the Smeargle games were something that I enjoyed learning.
Okay, one more thing I want to say on Smeargle is that the average / good Smeargle player knows the pressure they have with like their kit, and on ladder at least, everyone plays the same up against Smeargles because it's like you kind of have to if you don't quite know your opponent, at least in game 1s, maybe games 2 and 3 they start to adjust. But like, especially at Worlds, like the one thing I'll say, Darsh, if you're up against a Smeargle, expect them to be good. Obviously, it's Worlds, right? But outside of that, like, expect them to, like, know their pressure and know what they can do and know what your counterplay is. And then don't be afraid to disrespect sometimes. Like, expect them to overread and just, you gotta catch them on that. Like, if you caught me on, like, that Decorate turn, you went for, like, a Glacial Lance, I would have been like, oh, shoot, I just got, like, McFreed, bro. Like, right there. But yeah, it's just, like, because in my head, it's, like, everyone would switch into Maride on there. Everyone would. And, me as a, like, +1, like, it's like I'm trying to be proactive with this Pokemon. I don't want to fall behind. I need to get some kind of momentum. I'm making a soft call out on turn 1. So you could just go for like just the dummy play, just click damage, like boom. That'll work up against Worlds players. I can promise you that. Because like they're gonna overread because like everyone plays too safe up against Smeargle. Everyone does. So it's like you can just play like risky and they'll be like, wait, why is this guy playing like he doesn't care? And then game 2 play safe and they'll be like, okay, all right, I can't get this guy. Like, oh, but yeah, that's try that out on ladder. See if it works. Let me know if that actually works for you because that's what I've lost to. Whenever people play like a crackhead game 1 and then game 2 they just play safe. Like that is pretty good at being Smeargle. I have noticed that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, man, this is really valuable. I think again, CSR Zama is the one team where I'm really trying to figure out how I want to play against it. I feel like I'm really good into the mirror. I feel like I'm really good into Kyogre, into Koraidon. I feel like I'm very good into a lot of these teams. And I think the matchups with CSR Zama inherently, again, are very 50-50. I think everyone's always saying that's a very 50-50 matchup or maybe like 60-40 in their favor. So it's really trying to understand how I want to play against those things and play against it well. So yeah, man, I thought this was very fun. I thought it was very valuable, and I'm excited to watch this video back and really just think about it a little bit more. So dude, this was electric, bro. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, thank you so much for being on, and thank you guys for watching this video until the very end. If you did watch it until the very end, go ahead and just comment that you watched it, just so I kind of know. I'll see you. I'll give you a personal heart on the comment if you do that. So, if you do that, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you once again, Darsh, for making a guest appearance. Definitely give him a subscribe on YouTube. You got any departing words for yourself?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciated this. Don't worry, I'm gonna cook you next time for sure. So let me get you out. But what I will say is, it was really fun to talk to you. We made some great videos on my channel about with you as well. So if you guys want, more content like this, come to my channel, Dark Type Darsh, and watch my video with Brady. It was amazing. This was really a great experience. I'm really appreciative. And guys, leave a like and subscribe for Brady as well. And again, if you want that free roadmap that's 11 pages long, come to my channel and watch the episode with Brady and comment roadmap. And I'll send you this guide, and you get that sauce from Brady about team building as well. So, yeah, y'all are the GOATs, man. The VGC corner. I love it, bro. I love it.
Peace out, boys. Bye.